Well, first of all, it's good to be out of jail and back at the press conference. Yesterday was a very exciting day for our team. They responded really well to a bunch of adversities, and they were relentless in their uphill battle to win yesterday's game to get to the regional championship today. First of all and foremost, Arkansas, the university itself needs to be commended for a class regional, the way they put things on, the communication, the ability to train here was beyond reproach. It was amazing. It really was. And a lot of programs can learn from what they did here, which was great. They made it very easy for the student athletes, made it very easy for the coaches. University of Arkansas softball team is pretty good. They don't miss much. You know, you throw it over the middle of the plate, they're going to get the barrel to it. And they understand the strike zone really well. They're a well-trained team. You can see that a lot of their senior leadership shows up. And, you know, they're very similar to us in respect of they like each other. And when you like each other, you can go a long, long way. And they respect the game, and I wouldn't expect anything different because of their head coach, who I've coached before with Team USA and admired her as a player when she was at Cal. So when you respect the game, your players that kind of watershed down to the game itself on the field, and I wish them a lot of luck going forward. They have a great opportunity.
We'll take questions for the student athletes. Ethan, go ahead.
Yeah, just for both of you being seniors, Coach said how much y'all like each other. Just, I know not the result y'all wanted, but what do you hope that you remember about y'all's season and what y'all had here?
Honestly, I remember how we stayed through together no matter what. Like Coach said, we faced a lot of adversity, not just yesterday, but throughout the season. And we just continued to battle together because we knew that we were going into this game, we're going into whatever game together, and just being a family. And honestly, like, post-game meals, being together, and hanging out.
Yeah, same thing. Just kind of like the camaraderie. I hope that, like, everything that I've learned and everything that I've taken away from this game, I could have, towards the end of my career, I tried to, you know, give back and be more of, like, a leader in a sense of, I want other, like, younger girls who are, like, coming into my position to love the game and to understand the game and take what I could take from it. So kind of just being able to give back, I hope I could have done that.
Yeah, do either of you just feel like there was maybe a point in the game today where it just kind of flipped?
No. I knew that the entire time we were up to bat, we were in the field, that there was a shot that we were going to win. I had no doubt that there would have even been a loss on the board at the end of the game. So, yeah, I don't even want to go there.
Yeah.
No, yeah, what Lex said. The game has 21 outs, so we have to use all of them. And as long as we have game to play, there's still a chance and ability for us to come back and win this game. So.
Yeah. And then they changed pitchers. What was the difficulty against Timmerman, the second one that y'all faced?
I mean, she's a great pitcher. Everyone here is a great pitcher. Just trying to make adjustments. You know, they have a pretty deep pitching staff, so if we can't make those timely adjustments in the short amount of time that we have, then ultimately we're not going to come out on top.
Do we have any questions on Zoom for the student athletes? All right, thank you, ladies. Congrats on your season and your careers.
Thank you.
We'll take questions for Coach Eriksen. Ethan, go ahead.
Yeah, just starting with last night, what was that like for you to, have to watch, from a distance them rally for you and even force it to a game today?
You know, this building has lights that are motion lights, and I was the only one in here, and it went dark, right? And then there was another play during the game, which I got excited about. I just jumped up, and the lights went back on, and I thought that I was going to get arrested again. I didn't know what was happening. Our coaching staff is on the same page, and we have each other's. It's kind of like you have a twin sister or a twin brother. You just have to look or know what's going to go on, and so they did a really nice job last night of just continue to manage the game of what's going on. But I think it's really, really important to know that when you have an athletic department that's supportive of not just the head coach, right, but all the way down to the GAs and housekeeping people in the building, that it all comes together, that you work together and you're a family, right? So you would like to spend time together. And if you spend more time together, you all get on the same page somehow, some way. And so last night it was like, okay, Knucklehead, he's gone because he got thrown out of the game, but Lisa takes over and Carla takes over, and we didn't miss a beat. So that was pretty refreshing to see that from a distance. We knew it was fine. But our players were relentless. It was positive.
Obviously you've been coaching for a while now, and just this Arkansas team, you've seen good teams. What do you think their potential might be?
I mean, golly, that kid Bain is going to be Bain and McDowell are going to be nightmares for me for like a couple of days. I'm at PTSD. Those guys how do you get them out? They make all the plays. They're just really good ball players, and I've coached some really good players also, obviously with the Olympic team and the national team, but those kids right there. Bain's a freshman. Watch out. That might be freshman of the year in the NCAA or whatever. That guy can play, and they're just ball players, And when you see players like that, on TV, it's like, yeah, okay, it's TV, but when you see them up close and you watch their ability, you watch their athleticism, you watch their wherewithal, you watch their anticipatory, wherewithal. It's very, very impressive, and the outfield for them, there's nothing that's going to fall. They get great jumps on the ball because of their athleticism, but they're athletes too, right? And so they have closing speed that's like nobody's business. I'm like, wow, that ball's falling. I guess it's not. So they have it. They have the formula right now. If they get good pitching and good defense, for the next week and a half, 2 weeks, they got a great shot to be in that championship series.
Evan, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, a lot of Arkansas's damage today came on 2 outs. What were you seeing that was frustrating that, Arkansas was putting up runs with 2 outs?
That Arkansas was putting up runs with 2 outs. I'm not that complicated, I don't know what they were sitting, and they're just good. And, we can make all the excuses in the world, and, their hitters were better than our pitchers today. And that's it, and also there's stress on your pitching staff, when you're constantly trying to come from behind all weekend long in a lot of games. That's stressful, and it's nice if you're a pitcher for Arkansas, you don't have a lot of stress, and those are stress-free innings. So when you're up 6 or 7 constantly, it's a little easier to make mistakes because your hitters are going to come back. So they have the package, and once again, I'll go back to their head coach, who knows the game really, really well. She's put together a team that's not unlike the way she played the game, and that's refreshing to see.
Coach, next week, Arkansas is going to try and get to the Women's College World Series for the first time, in a breakthrough for Coach Deifel as well as someone that had a little bit of a wait before you got to your first Women's College World Series. What's that like, dealing with that kind of pressure to try to make that breakthrough?
We did not have, back in 2012, we did not have what they have, okay? And the training facility that they have here and so forth has been attractive in the recruiting process. I was recruiting, if anybody knows anything about the University of South Florida, I was recruiting to a recreation field. That's what we played on, okay? So we had to convince people to stay in Tampa Bay that they were going to bring home a championship. When you come here and you see, number one, a very, very good coaching staff, along with very, very good facilities and great support, okay, and a competitive league that hones you, for 3, 4, 5 years, they're ready right now. They are primed. I'm not putting any pressure on that program whatsoever, but they have a great chance. But our game lies. You know this as well as I do, right? How many balls did they hit as shots that we caught today? Right, okay. The game lies. And you could play really, really well and not win. And you could play like crap and win. But when you have the depth of their lineup, okay, there's a better chance you're going to play like crap and win. Okay, for us, that's a little bit more difficult, okay? So they got a great shot. And just play ball. Don't put the pressure on like I have to. If you start doing I have to, you're in trouble. You need to go out and dance and warm-ups, and they're loose. They play loose, and I like that. It's really fun to watch.
Coach, Italia Riho, the Arkansas shortstop, I wonder how big of a difference maker did you think she was defensively?
Riho?
Yeah, Riho.
She's good. I like our second baseman. I've seen some good players. Riho's a good player. I haven't seen anybody like our second baseman before, and a lot of people haven't either. So she's an upper echelon guy. She makes the plays. She makes the routine plays look easy, and then all of a sudden Riho will make a tough play look easy, and then she doesn't get enough credit for that. You know, you're watching that going, man, that guy's got great hands. You know, she got great hands, and she spaces on the ball real well and collapses on the ball real well. But she's legit. There's no doubt about it. But you know, if you're not strong up the middle, you ain't going to the College World Series, right? And so they have as I said before, they've got the tools to do it. You know.
They turned that double play after you had loaded the bases in the second inning. How big did you feel like that was to the outcome of the game?
Huge. It's huge because you give up one run, it's not a big deal. That's why we didn't sacrifice bunt a lot today, okay? Because we knew we were going to have to score 3 or 4 runs. So for them to kill that right there and hold it at 1, that was a big deal. Huge deal. Momentum changer.
I think you said they play to Courtney's personality. I wonder if you can expand on that a little bit. Like what do you see the characteristics of her in the team?
They respect the game. They respect the game. They respect their opponents. They play against the game. They stay in their cocoon of what they need to do. They're students of the game. They learn from one pitch to the other, you know, and there's not a lot of coaches in the country, and I don't mind saying it, that have her acumen or have her brain to play the game the way it's supposed to be played. So her team plays like her. They play smart, and their assistant coaching staff does a great job.
Do we have anything on Zoom for Coach Eriksen? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, gang.